While Rentroll's main focus is tenant invoicing, it does have a task management module that can record critical events such as safety inspections, repairs and follow-ups. In this guide I'll show you how to create tasks and its management capabilities of Rentroll. Tasks can be created in any of the agreement, tenant, supplier, property or project records. You can also use the dedicated task module. In this guide I will create my task inside a property record. Inside the property record, I can create and modify tasks. This works the same if done from any of the other records that have tasks available to them. To add a task, click the Create Task button in the top right. I can now fill out all the information related to the task. First thing I will do is select the task type from the drop down at the top. This can be anything from a note or email to a call or inspection. I will use it for a call for this task. In the text box, I can enter any comments against the task. I'll also set the time and date for when the task is due in the far right. The tick box between the task drop down and due date is for marking the task as completed. I have already made the call, I will select this. To link the task to the other records, I can use the Related button. I will link the call with the customer and agreement so the task will now also show in these records. I will also change the status to resolved and click OK to update. As I have marked the task as completed, it went straight into the task history. To get more information on a task, just click Open Task button. The Plan tab is used for setting up recurring tasks. This is ideal for compliance tasks such as annual gas inspections. Click the New button in the top right to create a task. I will create a recurring task for a boiler service. The basics of a task are still the same, however, I now have an additional button for reoccurring. If I select the reoccurring button, I can configure how often the task repeats. I can make this task repeat every year until 2050. The task type determines the options available in the category. As I selected maintenance as my task type, I can also select gas as a subcategory. The Create setting lets me determine how many days in advance a task will be created in the Pulse tab. I'll click OK to update the records. My service boiler task is now in the Plan Tasks list and in my Pulse tab. If I open the task and mark it as completed, it will move the task from the plan to history. The task will still remain in the Plan tab and will be recreated in the Pulse tab 10 days before the due date of the 1st of April next year, as configured when I created the task. The Pulse graph at the top of the tab is built up from the task and history representing how many tasks are set up for each month. There is a dedicated task management module that can give you a complete overview of a categorised breakdown. If I click the Configure button at the top right, I can get a multitude of options to view, filter and group tasks. For example, here I will show you all current tasks but change the group from task type to priority and click View. As you can see, my tasks have now been rearranged appropriately. I'll change my view to show only my planned and recurring tasks. In the Kanban view, it's easy to drag and update tasks simply by grabbing the task and placing it in a desired group. There is still the ability to open tasks and edit. You can also view your task in the list by clicking the list view in the bottom left. In the list view, you can see that the tasks have now colour coding. Red represents late and overdue tasks, green represents tasks due for today, and blue represents upcoming tasks. You can sort tasks with any column such as due date or priority. As you can see, the task management module is relatively simple and incredibly effective. If you found this video helpful in any way, please follow us on all of our social channels for more Rentroll tips and property related content. Thank you.